Hello, it's system review time. So it was my birthday last week. I was 53. I don't know how that happened. I'm sure I was only 21 like a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, I bought myself a present. One of these. It is an Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headset. So I'm going to review it as best as I can. It's not the easiest thing to review, to be honest. I'm not new to virtual reality. There will be those of you who will remember that virtual reality headset that I made was about a decade ago out of a Tesco Huddle headset. Yeah, that was interesting. And I've got a PSVR as well, which I've had for a year or something. So how does this differ from that really? And what's this like? I'm going to try and cover these interesting and important points in this video. So first things first, what have you got here? You've got your lenses in there, which have got three pupillary distance whatever thingies, settings that you can affect how far apart they are, and that matters when it comes to focusing on the image. I did have a screen up on my laptop which I've closed, which told me what the resolution was on this, but since I've closed it I can't tell you. I know it is an increased resolution over the Oculus Quest 1, and it's also got an improved CPU, so that's good. It is also a higher resolution than the PSVR. I'm kind of going to be comparing it with the PSVR because that's the most current thing I've got that I can compare it to. You've got cameras on the front. You've got there and there and there and there, and these are used for tracking your movement within a room and also telling you where the boundaries of the room are, and we'll talk about that a bit later. It's really clever. USB-C input there, headphone socket there. Honestly, you don't need that. You've got speakers here, and they are really good. The first time I put this on, I thought I'm gonna have to get some headphones to plug in, because I mean the PSVR has got them built in, and I thought this doesn't, so that's, I'm gonna have to get earphones. But I put it on and turned it on and everything, and holy crap, it sounds bloody amazing. These things are very, very near to your ears. Audio is fantastic. I'm really impressed by it. You've got a volume rocker thing just here. I think you've got some tiny little holes here. I think they're probably microphones. The face thingy comes off, and I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but that comes off, and there's a spacer here which I have put on for people who wear glasses, and you will want, if you wear glasses, you will want to put that on, because the lenses in the Quest are, I'm going to guess they're plastic. They are, I think mine are okay, but they will scratch very easily, and if you're wearing glasses and your glasses lenses touch these lenses, you're gonna scuff them up, and you don't want that. Also, the Quest was with the original, well, I say original, the original Quest 2, the 64GB model, was withdrawn because this, there's a silicon cover on this which comes free with the re-released 128GB headset. This, the original face, whatever you want to call it, cushion, was reported to be causing irritation, so they give you this silicone thing to put over it. That is both good and bad, if I'm honest. the day I got this, I put the silicone cover on it. I thought, okay, we don't want any of that irritation nonsense, so I'll just put this on. And I instantly fogged up. My glasses fogged up straight away. And I was like, I can't play like this. I can't see. So I took it off and the fogging stopped. And I played it for several hours and didn't feel too much discomfort on my face, on my skin. Played it a bit more, little bit of tingling, but nothing too much. Several days later, my face was just itching and sore and tingling and irritated all around my face. And I was like, okay, this is a problem. So I put the silicone back on, and it's okay on a cool-ish day. Yesterday was hot and I could not play for the fogging. You've got to wait for your lenses to warm up inside here. It's difficult. Fogging is probably always going to be a problem on a warm day, so that's annoying. The head strap is, well, there's a way to put these on. I've seen people do it, and let's look at how this works with the PSVR first. It's great in that you can you pull this forward, pull it on, and then bring that back, and that's great, and it's comfortable. This is really comfortable. The whole headband thing takes the weight. You've got no pressure on your face at all, and that's really clever. I love the PSVR for that design. Well, how to make a mess of your hair. This, not so good. You've got to, if you're wearing glasses, you've got to put it onto your face first. If you put it on like that, you're just bashing it into your glasses, and it just doesn't work. So you put it on there first and then pull it down at the back. But it's putting immense pressure on here at best. Even if you need to have that down quite a way at the back, pull it quite tight, and then you use that strap to take some of the weight of the headset. But it's always then pulling here at the back, and trying to find a balance is... it's hard. It's really, I had a balance, but in now demonstrating how bad that is, I've messed up the balance that I had. So that's something I'll have to faff about with, and I've fogged up. So that is really bloody annoying. They've got a crappy headband thing, strap. There is a more fancy head strap that you can get for these, though they've been withdrawn at the moment because they kept breaking. So you can get a battery pack with that as well, I think, and you have the battery at the back, and that's a good idea. I actually think they're missing a trick with these Quest headsets. They should have the processing and the battery at the back with a head strap design like this. Balance it out, just have the display and the cameras at the front and all the processing and battery and heavy stuff at the back. But anyway, getting back to what we've actually got rather than what I would like. You've got a power button just here. That's an LED to tell you it's charging. That, it works. You push it, you hold it down for a few seconds and it powers up. Here's the thing though. Putting it back on, sometimes I'm moving it about and I'll move it and I push that button by accident. I have lost count of how often I've pushed that button by accident, and it thankfully doesn't turn the headset off completely. It blanks the screen. Yeah, but that's annoying. The position of that is not great. But all of this makes it sound like I don't like this. Not the case. Before we get on to that, these are the funky hand controllers. You definitely do want to put these around your wrists when you're playing. They are clever. You've got an A and B button. you've got a analog stick, you've got a, where can I show it? There's a like a select button, start and select and whatever, and you've got the same on each one. It's like a menu button on this one. You've also got this circular thing here, which is kind of slightly abrasive. Took a while. Well, I had to Google what it is because there's nothing to tell you what it is. It is a sensor to see if you're resting your thumb there or if it's on these, and it does know when you've got your fingers, or your thumb rather, on the buttons or on that stick there. Even if you're not pushing them, it knows if you're touching them, which is clever. And the same, you've got a trigger button there and a trigger button there, and that shows up when you're in a game that you can see your hands, and you can make hand gestures depending how you're holding onto these. Very, very clever. I'm not entirely sure what the hoops are for. They might be motion tracking something. Certainly these things light up. I don't know. There, that lights up. Very, very clever. Can you hear the but? Maybe my hands are too small, but I find I hold them like a gun. So I've optimized how I'm holding it to pull that trigger, and I can sort of pull that trigger, but when I'm doing that, I can't reach these buttons. I can't get full motion on that. So to do that, I've got to adjust how I hold them, and then that actually makes it really difficult to do this trigger. It's uncomfortable and unnatural, and I don't like it. I probably just need bigger hands, but I don't have the option of enlarging my hands. So these, while they're really clever, I find them really quite difficult to use. I have to adapt how I hold them dependent on the game. And most games may use these or may use these, and not too many use all of the controls, but the ones that do, was it dash something or other kart racing thing. Great game. I really struggle to control stuff on it because these don't really fit my hands very well. I love them, but I do have trouble with them. So anyway, other things I can tell you about this. It's not just a standalone headset. You can run original Oculus Quest software on it, and like Steam VR stuff, by connecting it through your USB-C lead. You hook it up to your computer. I'm not going to go into how to do that because honestly I found it an absolute pain in the arse. I had a hard time making that work, but I did eventually do it. My laptop doesn't have USB-C, so I had to buy a USB-C to USB-A 3. It's got to be USB 3. If you try with USB 2, it'll say, sorry, this cable ain't fast enough, mate. Get something better. And you want one that's quite long. You try going into your local computer shop and buying, or supermarket at least. PC World didn't have them. The techie shop in town that sells everything techie didn't have them. They didn't actually even know what I was talking about. I ordered one on Amazon. I mean, there is an Oculus cable, the link cable. It's like 80 quid or something mental. Don't. And I think that's still USB-C to USB-C. Anyway, if you've got a computer like mine, you need C to A. I've got one for under a tenner. Hooked it all up, did all the stuff you've got to do to link them up. You then don't use the USB-C to stream the video from the computer. You do it over your Wi-Fi. Apparently it's faster. I've done that. It works. It's not great. my laptop is not strictly up to the job. It says it's not supported. I've got a GTX 1050 graphics card. They say the minimum is a 1060, so I'm not surprised. But it's weird. While the interface, the user home screen was laggy as hell, I played virtual carts over the Wi-Fi link-up thing. He played my laptop was playing the game. I was viewing it on here, streamed over Wi-Fi. It worked brilliantly, or at least acceptably anyway. It was fine, given that it's not a great game. So that is a thing. If you've got a decently powerful PC, you can use one of these just like you would use an original Oculus Rift, which makes it a very, very cool piece of kit. You can have much, much better looking games being run on your PC and then stream it over the Wi-Fi to this, so you can still be doing it untethered, no wires running to it, and have amazing looking games. I tried doing that with a VR chat, and it was like, no, my computer is not up to it. It was a super lag fest, just not up to it. But it just makes it really clever, you know, standalone or PC powered. Brilliant. You can display, you can stream this to a device that, say a, what the hell's it called? A Google Chromecast. Now, I haven't got one of those, but what I have got is a Larkbox Pro, which I can run a browser on that, because you can stream to your browser on your computer or whatever, and have that full screen, which I will do to demonstrate games on this, because for a while I was like, how the hell am I going to show you games? You can record directly to the storage on this thing and then transfer it across onto your computer and get footage that way, which is cool, and I might make use of that. I don't know if you can record your own audio, like will it record what you're saying while you're playing? I don't think so, so I'm going to do the old school Benway thing where I point a camera at my TV, which will be casting, I'll be casting from this to my telly. And I'm going to do that now to show you what it's like. It's got clever things that impress the hell out of me. I'll show you that, and then I'll take it back off and we'll talk some more about how is this different from PSVR, apart from the obvious physical differences. So, bear with me. Okay, this is the camera pointing at the TV screen. Now, do you see this? I'm in a virtual space, but whoops, there I go. I can't see my camera with the headset on. I've got nothing to tell me that camera is there, but I have got this to tell me where the edges of the room are, and if I go through that, look at that. Also, you can tap the headset and it will do that. Tells you exactly, well, it shows you where everything is, which is really handy. Got the, normally I have the chair just there, but I've shoved it in there because the door reflects light onto the TV screen, which is no good for recording it. You set this, I'm not sure if I can set that now. You set that barrier thing at the start by drawing out the outline with your controllers here. It's really clever. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you that now, but this is your interface. Where's my camera? I'm so probably near, yeah, there it is. This is your interface. You can turn things on and off by like pointing down and clicking. This is where you share stuff. This is where you've got friends who are like on Facebook, and you can message and stuff on Facebook, and Oculus friends as well. But yeah, that's all your Facebook friends. You've got a store where you buy all your stuff, and you've got other stuff that you can watch and stuff, which is great, and you control it all with these. There is also an option of controlling it with your hands. There is a hand recognition and tracking, which is clever, but I actually don't think is very good. I found it awkward, and it didn't work in a way that I found useful, so I turned that off. Settings and stuff here, battery life, there 98% battery life is a factor. It says you get a life of about 2 hours. I think I can get a bit more than that sometimes. Charging time is about 2.5 hours. There you are seeing my Wi-Fi thing. That's not really what I want to be showing you. I might blank that out. Yeah, assorted different settings and stuff. The resolution is fantastic. It's better than, it's higher resolution than the PSVR, and you really do notice it. I will talk more about that when I've done showing you around this. This is all the apps that I've got. VR chat I'm having fun with, but really it's for kids. It's mostly kids in there. I'm a boomer, and largely they don't want to talk to me, and that's fine because I don't want to talk to them. I'm just farting around in there. My avatar is a Star Wars stormtrooper, so yay. Dash something or other. Can't read it because my glasses are fogged up. Alcove is a great thing. That's I'm going to show you this. The thing that makes this different from, say, PSVR. PSVR is really all about the games. It's about gaming, where this is it's got other stuff, other experiences. It's a social thing, which I find really appealing. Look at my pictures. You can customize your space with your own pictures, which I've done. These are photos that I took, which is great. I wish I could see, but like I said, I've fogged up. You can do things in here. You can play games, and you can have guests in your space. You can have friends and family and whatnot come and visit you, and you can play games like checkers and chess. Most of these are one player, but there are some multiplayer games as well, which is really cool. You can sit down and watch telly, basically, though the stuff you watch is inspirational. This whole area is all about your well-being, your physical and mental well-being. You can click on things like that and watch. They're not VR, they're 360 videos. I'm not sure if they're VR or not. When I say VR, I mean stereoscopic. But you can like look around and watch while they play music, but it's not my kind of music. Other things, as you wander around, you can choose what's outside the windows, which is good. Oh, in here is good. There's this car, and you click on that, and I'm not going to do it because copyright, but road trips. You click on that and you have these 360 videos of like road trips across America, which is really cool. You get to see bits of America, like you're in the car. Why can't I leave the room? Because I'm tripping over a bus. That's normal. I still can't seem to leave the room. I don't know why. Alright, we'll teleport then. Fine. Okay. Other stuff. Health things. You can sit on the chair. Probably. It's kind of not entirely responding how I would like. Yeah, we'll sit on the chair. Your health matters. Okay. Videos and stuff about health related stuff. I haven't really bothered with it, but it's interesting that it's there. I now seem to be stuck on the chair. No, we've moved. Other things. What's that? Yeah, you can do workouts and stuff, which is good. There is a thing on here. Let's get out of this. Yeah, oops. Quit. There is a thing on here. Where is it? Move. It's like, you know, you have those step trackers on your phone or on a Fitbit watch or whatever. They tell you how many steps you've taken. This thing tells you how many calories you've burned based on your movement while you're playing. And it seems to be pretty much always on. I was sitting in VR chat yesterday just faffing about. And it all of a sudden popped up a little message in front of me telling me, you have achieved your goal of burning 50 calories, because you can set whatever your goals are, and I'm like, I went for the minimum possible because I just don't care. Yeah, so that was cool. Virtual desktop, you've got to do the whole, there's an amount of faffing about that I can't even begin to explain what it was. It took a lot of googling and a lot of messing, but you can make your Oculus hook up to your computer and have your Windows desktop in front of you and interact with your computer over the Wi-Fi, and that's great. Big screen, puts you in a cinema, and you can have friends there with you and watch films or TV and stuff. There's some free bits, there's some stuff you pay for. Meh. Wander, that's cool actually. This is like Google Street View basically, but in VR, and once it's loaded we'll show you. Here we are in VR. Let's have my profile. I've got places that I have been and lived and stuff. Where should we go? We'll go here. We'll go to Toaster. I grew up here. Got to work out what button do I press to go with there. How do I get rid of that? I struggle. There we go. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're in Worksop actually. Yeah. Okay. Since I don't live there anymore, when I was living in the room, I lived in there. This is the street I lived in, and you can travel places, and I'm turning around now. You can't walk around like in VR, but you can and that's great. You can explore places that you know or don't know from the comfort of your living room, standing up or sitting down or whatever you like. And also, since I no longer am there anymore, that's where I worked. You know, when I was cleaning the pub, at the point that at the time that these shots were taken, I probably did work. Yes, I definitely did work there, because those stupid bush things out there were the idea of the manager who was there at the time. Really clever. They're fake bushes with fake grass, and the punters used to stub out their cigarettes in them, and as a cleaner I had to empty all these fag butts out of the grass, which was burned because it was plastic and the fags would burn them. Stupid idea. They've shut down now. It's abandoned. Anyway, yeah, there we go. That's that. Another thing that I really like is I've lost it. There will be those who would say I lost it years ago. Where is it? Yeah, this. Nature Treks. This is great. This is not a game. This is an experience. It's kind of like meditation almost. You've got a selection of places. Let me just put that to the front there, that you can go and just chill. A don't know if you're going to be able to hear it. I don't know if the sound is coming out of the telly or not. It's certainly coming out of my headset and into my ears. So you can walk around a little bit in your space, as long as you don't walk into stuff. I'm being careful because I've got a camera there. I mean, it's not photorealistic because the hardware isn't quite up to that. But in VR, with the 3D stereoscopic view and the sound in stereo in your ears and everything, it is wonderful. And it's just about hanging out in nature, albeit fake nature, because really if I was standing here those rabbits would not be. And you can there are ways of yeah, there we go. You can walk around, or you can teleport like that, which I don't like teleporting. I would rather do this. I don't know if you can set it to a, yeah, you can turn around and just walk slowly in the direction that you're facing. Actually, it's not in the direction that you're facing, it's the direction that your controller is facing. That's cool. I now have absolutely no idea which direction I'm facing in my room. There is a boundary that you can't go beyond. You know, it's great. How do we get back to the, there we go, main menu. Let's have I'll show you my favourite one. That one. This. It's night time. There's a windmill. Somewhere over here there's a little campfire. Let's go faster. So I like to just hang out by the fire and watch the windmill. And that owl sounds like it's right next to me. It's gorgeous, but there's also other stuff you can do if I can remember how to do it. That's not it. That's it. Yeah, you got these things, and you can. That's not the button I wanted. That's what I want. Grab that, chuck it up, and it pisses it down. So you can sort of interact with the place. You can make it nearer to daylight. There we go, it's brighter now. That's great. It's all misty and there's like a cornfield over there and a lake over there, and you can add trees. Play God. You can add a gravestone, because that's not an unusual thing to do, is it? It's dark so we can't see it. Yeah. I love this. I don't know how well you can see it, but I want to get rid of that. There. Where'd the windmill? There's the windmill. You can control how loud or quiet the music is and all the other sounds, which is handy. The music was originally a lot louder than this, but it was like, I don't want that. I don't have wind music when I'm outside. I want to hear like the natural background noise, not music. Okay. So that's some of the stuff that's on here. I'm going to bang out of this now. I'm going to take it off because I'm totally fogged up in here, which is it's quite annoying. But the weather's warm, and that's just something. If you wear glasses and you're going to use this silicone face thingy, you're going to have to put up with some fogging. It's better than the experience you would have if you don't wear the silicone face thing. That's just not good at all. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so having faffed about a little bit, what do I think of this? I've talked about the things I don't like. I don't like the fogging. I don't like the having to use this silicone thing. I don't like that if you don't use the silicone thing, it makes a mess of your face. Really, they should have fixed that far more effectively than they did. I don't like the strap. It's crap. The overall design of this could be better, but you know, it does the job. The experience of being in VR with this thing is fantastic. It is a narrower field of view than the PSVR, but I didn't notice. It's more of a vertical aspect ratio than the PSVR, but I didn't notice. What I did notice was that the image resolution is higher. It is much higher. Everything is much clearer. Being in a PSVR, while the graphics of the 3D objects and the objects themselves are more detailed, games in the PSVR have more complex scenery and backgrounds and all of that. They're lower resolution. It's like playing a Nintendo 64. It's super fuzzo-vision in a lot of PSVR games. This is not. While objects are simpler and textures are a bit less detailed, the clarity is way, way better, and it makes for a much nicer experience. And games are generally optimized for this. In fact, actually most or a lot of the games for this are optimized for the original Oculus Quest 1. They've increased screen resolution and CPU power on this. I don't know how many games have been updated to take advantage of that. But anyway, the overall VR experience in this is fantastic. Having that grid thing appear to tell you you're gonna walk into something is brilliant. That's something you don't get in the PSVR. I have walked into stuff countless times on that. The controllers on this, while I find they don't fit my hands well, they allow for much more complex activities and interactions than the Move controllers do on the PlayStation, on the PSVR. Just wholly better, more well thought out. The only thing really on the PSVR that I like better than this is the halo thing. So that takes all the weight, and this thing isn't squashing onto your face. That's the only thing that's better on there. And as I said in the gameplay-esque bit of this video, PSVR is all about the games. You will have AAA titles on there, Drive Club, Wipeout, Skyrim, things like that in VR that are mind-blowing and brilliant and huge big games. I've not found so many like that on here that I really, really want to play. This, for games, I find it... There's interactive stuff on here that I actually find far more interesting. The stuff that I showed you basically, and there is a game, there's a fishing game that's great, and you can have friends in there, and I've got a friend who's got one of these, and when they get back from being away, we're gonna go fishing and talk crap, and that'll be fun. Yeah, there's lots of interactive stuff. You can interact with friends if you've got friends who've got one of these. I only know the one person who's got one of these so far, and we've not had the opportunity to play around, but that will be fun. If you were to say to me, I want to get a VR headset, which should I get, PSVR or one of these? Because VR can be expensive. I mean, there are your Google Cardboard things where you put a phone in. I've done that, and they are okay as a taster to visually get an idea of what VR is about if you want to experience that 3D space. But in terms of actually doing anything meaningful, they're very limited, and you know, that I would never say that's you're doing VR using one of them. No, it's just like a taster. Other other headsets you get really expensive, like HTC Vives, and there's some Steam thing, ludicrously expensive. I'm not even going to talk about them because I can't afford one. So it comes down to something like this or the PSVR. This ultimately is cheaper because while the headset might be in a similar price point, this was £299. Can't remember what the PSVR costs now. With the PSVR, you've also got to have a PS4 or 5. And really, if you're going to do it on a PS4, you want the Pro. I mean, it's fairly super fuzzo vision with the Pro. You do it with the standard one, it is bad. This standalone, you don't need a base thing. Yes, you can use it with a PC, but you don't have to, and the experience you get as a standalone is great. But if you were to say to me, you know, which should I get? Because PSVR is more gaming, this is more of an experience, though there are games on it, and many of them are great. I would actually say buy both, if you can. That is the optimal thing. If you're really into VR and you can, have both. But if you were like, you can't do that and you're on a budget, well, this is perfect. You know, if you want to do VR, this one makes more sense because it's cheaper than buying a PS4 or a PS5 and a PSVR. I think it's brilliant. I think it's not perfect. There are flaws. I'm going to think of other flaws. There's things I'm thinking I need to be saying about that, and I can't remember what it is. Oh yes, the elephant in the room. Facebook. Facebook bought Oculus. So with your Oculus Quest 1, you just have an Oculus account. With this, you have an Oculus account, but you also have a Facebook account. And you can't do anything with this without logging into your Facebook account. I don't know if you could ignore your Oculus account. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, you can merge. I can't remember what it is. I might be thinking of VR chat actually. You can merge certain things. You can have VR chat with your Oculus account and then a VR chat account, and you can merge them, and it all gets kind of confusing actually. Various different accounts, Facebook, Oculus, other things. That's kind of messy. There is the whole privacy thing with Facebook, because you know Facebook doesn't respect your privacy. And if you leave this thing turned on, it is sending data to your router and to your broadband and off to Facebook. That in itself, you know, that's happening anyway if you've got your browser and Facebook on there or on your phone or whatever. But think about this, if you leave this on the side in your living room or your games room, and I just put a finger on my lens, you've got a load of cameras here and they can see what you're doing. Do you want Facebook watching you in your living room? I am careful in... I turn this off when I'm done. Some people, like, they just don't think about that and they put it down and leave it. I turn it off. But I also have it facing away from anything. And you've got browsers on here. You've got the Oculus browser. I think you can put the Firefox browser on here as well. There will be people who will be tempted to look at things like Pornhub, because there are like 360 and stereoscopic VR porn videos. You've got cameras. Not only do they know what you're looking at, they know what you're doing. Obviously, I'm not going to be concerned with things like that, but you know, there will be people who should think about things like that. So, yeah, it is a Facebook snooping tool, but then pretty much everything is these days. I like it. I think it's great. Do I think it's worth the money? Absolutely. Does it make more sense than, say, an Oculus Rift S? Actually, yes, it does. because you can hook it up to your computer if you've got a powerful enough one, and it's a higher resolution than that as well. And I think, I don't know what they cost, but I think it's cheaper. Honestly, I think it's a work of genius. I wish it didn't have Facebook thingy, you know, DNA buried in there. I wish they had a better strap solution. I wish they'd moved the power button. I wish the controllers fitted my hands better. But overall, I think it's brilliant, and I'm probably going to spend way more time than I should with my head buried in it. Okay, I think that's all I want to say about it. So, thank you for watching.
It says here Benway offers his thanks to those who subscribe to his Patreon account thing. Is that what he needs?